All right, guys, it's officially dirt season out here in Colorado, and so it's time to talk about something other than snowmobiles. We've been talking about trucks, but let's jump into side-by-sides. So this episode is all side-by-sides. Sit back, relax, grab a brew and some popcorn, and let's assess, babies.
Look, I don't want to talk. How you try and press the kid and read it, you was soft. Oh, you know what's
all right, guys, welcome back to yet another episode of Let's Assess Podcast. Like the intro said, we're talking about side-by-sides today. So today, it's just me in the garage talking to myself. AJ's gone, so we are a one-man podcast today. AJ's off on business, and he gets really busy this time of year. So I'm just going to sling from the hip and kind of tell you guys what I've been doing side-by-side-wise. So last year, I got a RZR for the first time. I bit the bullet and bought one. I'd grown up in Rangers, but I kind of wanted to get more into the performance sport side-by-side kind of deal. So I ended up buying a XP1000 turboed Ultimate. Basically, it was like a 2020 or 2021. And I knew that I wanted a four-seater when I bought the thing, but I got a good deal on it, and so I just ended up going with that, and I probably shouldn't have, but it worked out. So I just sold that, and we bought a new four-seat Pro R Ultimate, and this thing is absolutely epic. It's everything that I wanted, and I'm going to dive right into it. For some of you who, it's springtime, you might be looking for a new side-by-side, what to buy. I'm just going to kind of dive into my experience. So the Turbo, I'm just going to call my old RZR the Turbo, and then the new RZR the Pro R. The things that I didn't like about the Turbo, the reason why I decided to switch was the biggest problem was it was a two-seater, not a four-seater, being completely honest. And, with snowmobiling, all winter, I want to be able to take my dog and my friends and my family, whoever wants to go, out into the mountains during the summertime because they can't really go and follow us up some of the stuff we get into snowmobiling. So, and mainly the dog who's laying over there, looks like he's dead, but he's just asleep. So I decided that I needed to move away from the two-seater. I took it on one ride this year, and I had to leave him at home, and when he rode in it, he was just really uncomfortable. He's too big. He's a German Shepherd, so the seats aren't, even if it's just me and him in there, it's not big enough for him. He just falls all over the place. So, before I get into the new one, so I didn't really like it wasn't a four-seater. That was obviously my fault. Second thing is, when I bought it used, and the dealer gave me a really good deal on it, so I couldn't really pass it up. But it had a bunch of aftermarket stuff. So it was the Ultimate version. It had the Fox shocks, which were amazing, or I thought they were. And then it had Trinity Stage 5 exhaust, which that was kind of my gripe. For most RZR people, they'll be like, oh no, that's not that loud. Well, I'm almost looking for a RZR that sounds like a Ranger just because of the stuff I want to do. We do a lot of scouting for archery, hunting, take the dog, take the family. It's not really an adrenaline thing as much as it is just a leisure time to hang out. So it was too loud. It was a two-seater, and those were basically the main two problems. And obviously I could have fixed the noise and stuff like that or helped it a lot. And anyway, so I decided I needed a four-seater. So I started doing research, and I kind of got hooked on doing research. I, for some reason, can't just buy anything without researching it for 50 hours on YouTube. But so I got to the point where I started kind of seeing what I wanted and what was out there. And I talked to one of my buddies who owns a dealership who always hooks me up on sleds. And I called him, and he's like, I'll cut you a really good deal on this Pro R that I have. And it's a four-seater. It was the only four-seater they had at the time. And I'm like, I don't really want a Pro R. I don't need it. I just need something to go putt around in. And then I started crunching numbers, and with the deal he was going to give me and the rebate on it, I'm like, it kind of makes sense. And the other thing too was I didn't want a completely plain side-by-side. I still wanted Fox and, you know, something that I could go bust through the desert if I wanted to. So it kind of just made sense. And the other thing too is I don't really want to have to do a bunch of aftermarket stuff. I love doing that on the snowmobiles, but at kind of this point in time, I'm new enough to the side-by-side thing that I just really don't want to do it. I'd rather just have something out of the box that I can go bash around in. And so the Pro R kind of checked all the boxes, and then you guys will see content of it soon, but it was all black, which if you know me, I like all black stuff. And so I decided to go with it. So it's plain stock. It is the ultimate. So it's got the Fox suspension. It's almost like an aftermarket rig. It's got a 74-inch front end, but it comes that way from the factory. Holy cow, that was loud. That guy was letting her eat. So anyway, comes like that from the factory. So I'm like, dang, this is cool. With the deal he's cutting me, I'll just do this. So we got it. I rode it. There's some things that need change, just like any machine. One of those things being just some rider comfort stuff. I want to put mirrors in it, and some light bars and stuff like that I've ordered, or I have the mirrors. I put the rear view mirror in. I need to put the side mirrors on, and that helps you when you're driving, obviously, see, but also to make it street legal in our town, you have to have that stuff. So that's kind of what we did there, or what I thought of there. I want to do some storage. I haven't quite figured out the box thing in the back. I'm still looking at stuff to do there. I need a lot of storage just because we want to kind of do a miniature overlanding rig where we can take it out and camp, and I can take all my cameras. That was also a big problem with the two-seaters. Obviously, RZRs aren't built for storage like Rangers are, so there's very limited storage on those when you have two people in them, and then you have your lunch and everything like that. With the four-seater, the thinking was, well, if we had to, we could add a huge roof rack and tie like tents and stuff down that way, which people are going to be like, dude, on a Pro R, seriously? But I could do that. Or the other thing too is, like, in the back seat, those seats come out and they fold flat. And so right now, that was one of the first aftermarket things that I bought, was a screw-in platform from a company called SSS Off-Road that makes it perfect for the dog, little old Ralphie, to ride in. So I put that down and then just put some like grip stuff for him so he can sit back there. And we've gone a couple times just around the house, and we went out last weekend, and he was the happiest dog in the entire planet. So that's worked good so far. I need to figure out what to do with the box. I need to have all the camera equipment. I couldn't carry much camera equipment on the other one. Going into what else? We added I ordered some bags for the insides of the doors, just some simple stuff. I don't need to go crazy on this thing. It's pretty much decked out, honestly. The other thing that I want to add is the subwoofer, because it comes with Rockford Fosgate Stage 2 audio, which sounds fairly decent, but there's obviously no bass because there's no sub in there. And my old one had the sub, so I'd really like to get the sub in there and listen to music. That's kind of why I wanted something quiet, was just to be able to talk to people, my ears not ring, and listen to music. So we'll be doing that at some point. The other thing I ordered, it's not here. I saw a RZR build, I think the place was called Brick City Fab. I saw it on Instagram. I just came across it, and they had a black, same Pro R that I have, and they had a wheel and tire setup that I thought looked so crazy. So I went on and ordered those. Got a deal on those. Those are Metal Effects beadlocks, Hitmans, and then BF Goodrich mud terrain tires, which I've looked at some forums and stuff, and people say that it's not an ideal tire for, a RZR, but I like the look of them, and I do a lot of, road driving because it will be street legal. So I'll be, it'll just kind of be a good looking tire that I can bash around with anything that I want. It's not going to tear it up, because I think you get those gummier tires and they don't last on the street. So that'll be exciting to put that on. It should change the entire look of that RZR, I hope at least, and just make it look really cool. The lighting thing, I'm kind of like back and forth on light bars. It's like, do you go with a really good one that costs, you know, a small tough shed, or do you just go cheap? I don't really know yet. The lights on it now are good. I wouldn't want to go fast at night, but they're good enough to get me by until I can figure out what light setup I want to do. So that's kind of where I'm at aftermarket wise. And I'm sure there'll be things that I want to change, but you know, we'll be doing a lot of content hopefully on YouTube, not only like adventure vlogs and stuff like we used to do snowmobiling that you guys seem to like, but also, you know, functional builds. I've done a lot of research. I've watched a ton of YouTube videos, and man, these guys go so hard that I feel like for the average person, it's just not even close to what we could do money wise. Like some of these guys have $100,000 like I saw a guy with a $200,000 RZR build. It's like, that'd be a sick machine, but I'm not doing that. So I'll be doing some more basic stuff, what I think you need, and kind of want to just get into this industry like we have snowmobiling and just have something to do and shoot videos on, just because it's my passion throughout the summer, so I don't have to post snowmobile content all the time. So that's kind of where we're at. I'm excited to do the adventure stuff. You know, we'll be able to pack a lot of stuff and go see some different places. If you guys have any recommendations on places, leave it in the comments. If you have any questions on the RZRs, Pro R, anything like that, drop it in the comments. Obviously, you don't need to get a Pro R to have a good side-by-side, but it just worked out with the deal that I got. And I'm just really, really, really excited and really grateful that I'm going to be able to drive this machine. And I think we wrap it up there. Again, guys, I'm new to this, or somewhat new. If you guys have any recommendations, leave them in the comments. Destinations would be cool for you guys to leave in the comments, your favorite places to ride. We need to hit Moab and stuff like that. I know that's a big place for those side-by-sides. So if you have any places close to Colorado, let us know. We'd like to try her out. So thanks, guys, for watching. Again, questions, leave them in the comments. Follow us on Cook Bros to see more like daily content. And we appreciate you hanging in there with us and just going on this ride with us. So peace out, let her eat. Until next time, let's ride.